What's up, guys? Hunter here for a little bit of a different kind of podcast. Not in the studio clearly, but we got a fight coming up. I don't know if you've heard, December 21st, something's going down in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Brawl in the Burgh 25. Freaking completely stacked lineup on this card that we're super excited about. And on that card is a huge amateur welterweight title fight between Indio Dojo's Evan Dreucci, undefeated at 4-0, versus Finishers MMA's Ardis Smith, another top prospect, brown belt in jiu-jitsu, super tough guy, out for a challenge. And I had the pleasure of speaking to both of them before that fight. We're going to cut right to those interviews. We got Evan, we got Ardis, we got them talking all about the title fight and so much more. I really think you guys are going to enjoy this one. So get ready, because December 21st, after talking to these two, they're bringing the heat. This is a fight that you most certainly do not want to miss. I was already excited about it, but after hearing from him, I'm even more excited. So here's Evan first, and then stick around when his is over. Ardis is going to start right after that. And then get your dang tickets for Brawl in the Burgh 25, December 21st in Monroeville. Get tickets at 247fighting.com. And if you're not convinced, enjoy the interviews, and then I think by the end you will be. Enjoy it. How are the shirts going? You got these Evan Dreucci American Bulldog shirts. Let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, man. People are starting to buy them. It's looking good, dude. They're pretty cool. Did you see them yet?
Yeah, man, I did. I got a snag one still, but yeah, dude, they're really sick. What made you think about getting shirts done? How'd you land on that company and everything?
B Graphics is they're right down in Fredericktown where I live. I known them for a long time. We always worked with them with football and stuff and wrestling. And then Mikey told me, he's like, you should make some shirts, sell them. So I was waiting for my title fight. I didn't want to do it until I got my title fight, but
it's been a long time coming with that title fight, man.
yeah.
I feel like that fight feels like it was 6 years ago against Dan Walters to me. That's crazy.
I know, right?
What's Evan Dreucci been up to since then? I know you took a little kickboxing tournament in August, right?
Yeah. I did we did a kickboxing tournament down in Delaware. Ended up taking second there. It was pretty fun, pretty good experience. I figured out how much of a pace I can push in a fight now, because I remember when in Walter's fight, there's a couple opportunities I feel like I could have really pushed the gas and finished the fight, but I was a little nervous. I didn't want to empty the gas tank out. But now I know I got a lot left in there. There's a lot in the gas tank. And I was a little nervous. I was telling my coaches, I was like, man, I hope my conditioning holds up for this kickboxing tournament. And I was stressed out about it. I always get nervous about that. And then I was freaking breathing in between my nose in between rounds.
Man, that's crazy. How much different was kickboxing conditioning versus MMA with no grappling, no takedowns?
It's hard to say. The pace is way different. When you're grappling, you're using different muscles, so it's a different type of conditioning. But
yeah.
With the kickboxing, the output's insane. It's almost triple the output with striking and everything compared to MMA.
Yeah, it seems like there's never a break in the action in kickboxing. You're just constantly trading.
Yeah, it's it's definitely, it's a little unforgiving, man. Take a lot more punishment for sure. Even if you're winning, even if you're doing good, you're taking a lot more shots.
Yeah, man. How different was the prep for that? Because obviously your career to this point, you've had every fight with us in MMA, but then you do this kickboxing tournament. So how different was the preparation for kickboxing versus an MMA fight?
The only thing that we really switched up was I still grappled 3 days a week during the fight camp, but I wasn't going real hard live rounds or anything because I didn't want to get hurt for the kickboxing tournament. But my striking and everything's pretty much been the same. I still took did my 2 Muay Thai classes a week, my 3 MMA classes a week, did 2 or 3 striking private lessons with Mikey a week. I was allowed to throw head kicks and stuff, so I was working on some different techniques with that, with head kicks, spinning heel kicks, things like that. I threw a spinning heel kick in the fight, but I missed pretty bad. I didn't say that. So, it was a good technique, but he saw it coming from like a mile away. But
did Hope help? Hope and Bridget help teach you that?
Yeah. Danilo did. Hope and Bridget, yeah, they're real good with that. They're good with their spinning back kicks, spinning heel kicks, hook kicks. They're real sneaky with all those, and it's real great. It's really nice that we get to that we have them on the team, and I have that experience. Those experienced fighters that I can go to and ask questions with, and they teach me different things, tweak me on my technique and stuff.
Yeah. Well, no doubt. I mean, Indio's roster is insane. Always in the Gym of the Year contention. Gonna be in Gym of the Year contention again this year. What's that room like? And just kind of watching it evolve, watching all you guys. I mean, mentioned you having your first fight with us, and now you're competing for an amateur title. But like you said, you could say the same about Hoot. We had Bryce De Leon debut this year. Ken Burr's now professional. Hope and Bridget now professional. Like the whole room just keeps growing and developing. What's it like being a part of that squad?
It's really exciting. It's we're just waiting for one of us to lead the way and really get the gym out there, get the name out there. And that Baraka fight that Bridget went to in Vegas over the weekend, that was really good for us. I mean, she didn't win, but she fought real hard, and that girl she fought was really, really good, and, Olympian, and she got taken down a couple of times, but she was getting back up. She was doing good, and I think that's the right steps we need to take, and it seems like the promotion was pretty happy with her performance, and it seems like they want us back. I mean, I don't know. I know they're being kind or whatever on comments and stuff, but we can only hope.
I mean, the one thing I could say for sure about not only Bridget, but anybody from India is that you guys are super professional. You say you're going to do something, you do it, you get all your paperwork done, you're prepared and ready to fight. So I'm sure Bridget was all of those things and then some. So they probably do mean it, if I had to guess. I mean, as a promoter on the promotion side, like working with fighters and teams like that is gold. When you can sign a fight and then not have to worry about it until fight night, like it doesn't get any better than that. So that's kind of always been your thing too, man. I wanted to dig into that a little bit. In terms of amateur fighters, I don't know many that carry themselves as professionally as you do. Like, where does that come from for you? Have you always been like that your entire life? Just very organized, very professional and serious when you say you're going to do something? Like, where does that kind of start for you?
Yeah, that was, that's the goal from when I started. I wanted to be a professional fighter when I started. I didn't start this just doing it for fun. I had that goal in mind. So I always wanted to carry myself that way. And the military, I was in the military, so we're all about being on time and being respectful and presenting ourselves the right way. And like I said earlier, when we did that podcast back then, I was telling about how, like, I'm not only like representing myself, I'm representing my team, my coaches, Master Indio. And I, you don't want to disrespect any of them people by acting like a fool or cussing, doing things the wrong way. So it's real nice. And plus, having Bridget and Hope and, Jay, all, these pro fighters, looking up to them and seeing how they carry themselves. Danilo, same way. Like, they help me out a lot. So it's really, as long as I listen to them and do what they do, we're all professionals, and we're all doing what we need to do and making it easy as easy as we can on the promotions.
Yeah, it's like you said, with that team setting that example. And now I feel bad. I was naming all the fighters earlier and forgot Jay. That's the problem whenever you try to name people, like, you inevitably forget somebody. So sorry, Jay. It wasn't personal, man. Obviously, Jay just had a huge win for us, and crazy talented. The things we hear about him in the gym, always buttoned up, ready to go. I mean, just next level talent. And honestly, we hear a lot, and I've been hearing a lot about you lately too, man, and you leveling up and just kind of hitting a new level. Is this something that you're feeling in your training, or do you feel this is just your natural development? Like, did something in particular click, or is this just business as usual for your development?
It's hard to say. I always I was having a lot of trouble my last fight camp for this kickboxing tournament because like as you progress and you get better and better and better, you really see what you need to do. Like you see the level that you need to reach. So you put for me, it put more pressure on me. You know, even though I'm getting a lot better and I'm making giant leaps from where I was a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. It's still it's almost harder on me because like I'm like now I could see and I know what I need where I need to be, and it just makes me feel like I'm not there yet. But all my coaches and teammates, everybody, they're telling me I'm there and I'm doing better and I'm way better than I was, and that I just need to calm down and just let it be and just keep training, keep trusting in the process.
I think your career for me is super interesting to watch because you're a guy who, as the competition has gotten better, your performances have also gotten better. It's like you kind of rise to the occasion and kind of fight up to the level of your opponent, so to speak. Is that something you felt in those fights? Because I think you look at it like the knockout against Tyler Llewellyn, who's obviously a really tough, athletic guy, super powerful. And then Dan Walters, who everybody in the area knows how good that dude is. And you put on a fight of the year candidate that ended with a submission of the year candidate. Did you win submission of the year for that?
That was this year. I don't think you guys voted yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, duh. Yeah. Okay, see, like I said, dude, it was so long ago, I forgot. Yeah. But do you think you should win submission of the year for that?
I mean, I would think so. I don't know, because didn't that who's that dude? Timbo Slice, right? He got rear triangle. He won that last year.
That's true. That's very true.
You don't see that technique too often, and it was really cool because I was saying the whole fight camp to Danilo, I'm like, I'm hitting that. Like, I don't know where, I don't know how I'm gonna hit it, but I'm gonna hit it. And
that's awesome.
I actually did. It was pretty cool to envision that and then it actually happening. And I think that's a real thing. Like, you really need to like manifest and really speak what you're going to do. And then, and then it comes true. Like, you hear Conor McGregor, he says it all the time. That's what he did when he first started his career. He said, you got to speak it. If you don't speak it out loud, then you don't take yourself serious enough,
Absolutely, man. He was huge on that. Is that something that you've done kind of your whole career, this manifestation and visualization?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I do the meditation. I'm always telling people, I'm like, I since I started, I said, I'm gonna be a champion. I want to be a champion in every organization I'm a part of, and we're on the steps. We're on the right progress, right steps to doing that. So
that's
real exciting.
True. Yeah, man. I mean, going back to the Dan Walters fight, it was known for both of you going into that whoever won would get a title fight. So this is that title fight now, just a couple weeks away, December 21st at Brawl in the Burgh 25. How much have you been thinking about it since that win? Because like we were kind of joking about it at the beginning, but it has been a long time since you've been back in the cage, especially for amateurs. Some amateurs get 5 or 6 fights a year. You can really progress as an amateur and fight a lot, but yours was like that was half a joke, but I was serious. I forgot that your submission against Dan even happened this year. Like it feels longer ago to me. So what have you been working on since then, and what has that waiting period been like to actually get this title fight that's now finally here?
I'm not really upset about it, to be honest, because I'm getting better. It just gave me more time to train and more time to prepare. I was able to take that kickboxing tournament, so that really I figured out a few things about myself, like my gas tank, how good my striking really actually is compared to like just straight kickboxers. And then we're just tightening up everything. I'm just sharpening the tools more and more. So I'm not really worried about how active I am or anything. Like I'll get there. I'll get my fights. I trust the process. And I'm young. I'm only 23 years old, and I want to do this right. I need to make the right calls, the right steps, and I'm glad that I have coaches like Danilo, Mikey, Uncle Jeff that are all really helping me and guiding me in the right direction and having my back and looking out for me. So
yeah, really nice. Well, you certainly got one of the best crews in town behind you, man. I think nobody can deny that. And obviously, Indio very recently just upgraded its facility, and now you guys got the new dojo, even more mat space, a nicer facility all around. What has that been like for the crew and for you specifically?
It's really nice. It's like 5 minutes closer to me, so that's really good. We got a lot more room. We have an actual we have like a turf area now where we can do a lot of our strength training and explosive work and things like that. We got a better mat. He put in a judo mat, so we have springs under the mat, so we can really start throwing each other and not worrying about hurting one another. Yeah, the facility is just it's amazing, and you could tell just the excitement and just the aura. Like everybody's just so happy that we got that place, and I'm real happy for Danilo that it worked out, man. I mean, that's like, it's cliche, but it really is the American dream for him. He was able to come over from Brazil and start his own business, and he's successful with his business, and it's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah,
I'm real excited that I get to be one of the people that can help promote his business and help promote Indio and everything. Like, that makes me real happy.
It's really cool, man. It's definitely an honor for you guys. Like, just seeing how the team and Danilo and Mikey all interact. Like, your crew is definitely, I feel like, has some of the best camaraderie of any gym in Pittsburgh. You guys are super tight. You guys are super respectful, but you all believe in each other and like genuinely seem like you want to help each other. And that comes from the top with Danilo. So what's it like when you walk in the gym and you see somebody with his accolades, man, everything he's done? He could easily be, an arrogant type of guy. Like, I've done it all. You need to just listen to me. But that's not the personality that he gives off at all. What's it like having somebody who's not only done the things he's done, but then is so eager to pass it along?
It's awesome. I mean, that's what it's all about. You in martial arts, you want to. It says on the logo, it says my roots run deep. Like, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to put out the best quality martial artists that he can. So he doesn't fast track anybody. Like, I don't even have a stripe yet on my blue belt. Like, I've been doing this for 4 years, been training all the time. Like, he doesn't want to rush people, and he wants to make sure you're a legit belt color, whatever belt you are, whatever degree you are in that belt. Like, he wants to make sure that that's actually it. Because there's some gyms that, they just keep track of how many times you've been showing up per week or per month or whatever, and then they give you a belt.
Yep.
That's not what he does. He does it based on skill level and how good you're doing and how much you're progressing and how much he actually expects out of you, like he expects things out of certain people, more and less, whatever. So that's a big part of it. And I want to speak on like the camaraderie a little bit. Like, that's because we're a smaller gym, and there's pros and cons of that. And that's one of the pros is we all got each other's backs. We all know what the goal is. There's really no drama at all because we all have the same mindset and the same goal. So it's pretty easy to deal with.
Yeah, no, it's huge, man. And it's very evident with you guys, like I said, just watching how you interact, not only on the mats or on fight night, but outside, on social media and everything. You can tell that you guys genuinely care about each other and want to have each other's backs. I mean, earlier in this little chat, you mentioned Bridget's fight right away. There was really no need necessarily for your fight to bring that up, but it was something that you just did. And I'm sure very proud of her performance and how she competed against. By the way, Forrest Molinari is extremely good. She's going to be crazy good. Like, for her first fight, that was a wild one to take, but you went out there with her, didn't you? You were there?
Yeah, I helped corner her. Yep.
Yeah. What was that whole experience like for you, being help cornering, still being an amateur fighter, but now in the corner of a very high level pro fight?
Yeah, it was an honor. It was really cool to see, and it was a great experience. That was one of the goals. That's one of the things I want to do. I want after I'm done fighting and stuff, I'd like to coach and help out, and that's what Danilo wants too. He wants to start expanding a little bit here and there eventually, and he wants the fighters and the people that have been with him for the longest to help and start coaching other people and helping out. So it's a great first step for me, and I'd like to say I did pretty good. I mean, Bridget and Mikey and Uncle Jeff said I did good too. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
It was a really cool experience. Mark Smith was the ref for us. And he
That's really neat.
He did the rules meeting and stuff. We saw a couple people there. We saw that the black dude with the dreads that holds pads for Mike Tyson.
Yeah, for sure.
He was there. He was warming one of the fighters up in our corner. Floyd Mayweather was at the promotion.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Well, welcome to Vegas, the fight capital of the world, man. That's where they all are. That's a really cool experience for you, man. Did you I always hear people say, like, when they're cornering other fighters that compete, that they get more nervous, like cornering and watching their friends compete. Were you more nervous for her than when you fight yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Watching any of my teammates fight, it makes me way more nervous.
Was that the most nervous you've been, or was it like maybe Hoot Lee versus Cowboy? But you were fighting that same night, so you probably couldn't be too invested in it.
Yeah, that one didn't bother me too much, just because, yeah, like you said, I was fighting. But yeah, I trust in all my teammates, and I know that they can do it and they can win. And I know that Danila's not going to give us a matchup where we're completely outgunned and outmatched. So
yeah, she
had that chance to win. I mean, we had a good game plan, and it didn't work out, but there was an avenue where she could have won that fight. So, and it's crazy too, because she wants to she immediately wants that rematch, and
I heard I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Hey, she might have.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say she might have to take it, because I doubt people are lining up to fight that girl.
I think she can get it again. I really do. I think she can get that matchup again.
That's awesome. We'll run it back on the East Coast for 247 instead. One on each coast.
That'd be cool.
I love it, man. Yeah, that was a super high level fight, man. Cool experience. I'm glad you got to do that for sure. But turning the attention back to the matter at hand for you, man. This fight against Ardis Smith. What do you think of him as an opponent in that gym? They've been doing some really good things. Pretty new to 247. I think they debuted for us maybe 2 or 3 events ago, but man, all their guys we've been super impressed with. They have a really strong lineage with Zach Makovsky as their head coach, a big-time UFC vet who was in the title picture for a long time when he fought in the UFC. So what's it like going up against somebody from a team like that? But then what do you think of Ardis specifically?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty good opportunity to go against a high-level gym like that. And I expected that, because I know the better you get, the more you progress in your career, you got to fight harder opponents, and that's what I want to do. And I know he's a good step in that direction. He got a knockout. He got a submission. 3-1. So I think it's a great matchup. It's a really good matchup for me. I see a lot of there's a couple things I see that I really think I can capitalize on. I don't want to get too much into it, but I think it's going to be a good night for me.
Yeah. Definitely not asking you to share the secrets, but you did hint at something there, that you do watch film, because some fighters don't watch any film on their guy. They just trust their coaches, but you personally will watch it and evaluate it yourself too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't look too far into it, but I do like to know a little bit of what I'm getting into. And plus, I like to bounce ideas off my coaches and see what they think and see what I've seen. And, it does help me, because there are some things where I'm like, I think I could do this. And then I ask my coaches, and they were like, nah. And they explain to me why, and it helps. That helps improve my game as well. So not only am I improving skill-wise, I'm also improving mentally and being able to really start able to break down film and know what to look at in fighting, because it's different. Like I always watch film too when I play football and stuff, but and I knew where to look at and what angles to take, and I really didn't know that with fighting, but now I'm getting better at that too.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's cool that you, again, I shouldn't be surprised, because as we talked about earlier, you're super professional with your preparation and everything you do. So it makes sense that you would have been doing that your whole life. And I obviously got to ask about another element of being a pro. Title fight, you got to make 170.0 on the dot for this one. So what's that preparation been like when, you were a former Meat Bucks winner, and we went there and got you all stocked up on all the good meat from Brad and Strip District Meats? How seriously are you taking your diet leading up to this one? Like, at what stage in that weight cut game are you right now?
My weight's good. My weight's always good for 170. I'm actually a little light for that weight class. Probably going to need to go down to 55 when I turn pro.
Wow.
But my coaches told me they don't care that I'm at 70 because I carry enough power to where I make up for it at 170 if those guys are a little bigger than me. And I could see it too in the fights because everybody I hit, I could tell they're a little shocked, you know. What else did you say? I'm sorry.
I forget. I was asking you about your diet and the strict district meat haul that you had going last time. How did that work out for you?
Yeah, it works good. I'm actually working with I have a buddy of mine that I've known since I wrestled with him and stuff when we were in high school and everything. Maverick Sullenberger. He's starting to do holistic health and stuff. So I've been starting to work with him a little bit, and he's helping me with some things on my diet, cleaning up my diet a little bit, and helping me with like meditation and, you know, certain things that's really a key aspect, I think, to fighting in my game. So I'm real grateful for that.
That's cool, man. Again, no surprise that you would be looking at every possible advantage you could get, but having somebody like that on your side's got to be a huge help. Not just, like you said, the diet, but the meditation and everything. This kind of embodiment of a full body and mind fitness seems super important to you.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to skip any corners. You know, I want to go in there. I don't want to have any doubt in my mind. I want to know that I prepared the best way I can. And if I end up not winning, at least I know that's not going to be in the back of my head. Like, I could have done this, could have done that, you know, whatever. And I don't know if I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did that, because like I said, I would let down so many people. Like, there's so many people that, you know, that are in my corner and backing me and stuff. And if I'm skipping reps or if I'm eating like crap or anything like that, it's kind of disrespecting them in a way. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything the right way.
Yeah, man, I think that's a great and mature way to look at it for sure. And that all kind of culminates now, December 21st, with this title fight. But it does, you know, I'm sure you're taking this one fight at a time, but I just want to know personally, like, your career trajectory. I assume going pro is on your radar, eventually making a run at the UFC is on your radar. Like, if you win this title fight, how soon are you looking to go pro? Like, what kind of path do you see for yourself?
I'm going to talk to my coaches, but we might pick up a fight at 155 amateur before I go pro. Maybe not. It's too hard to say right now. I'm really kind of focused, like you said, on the task at hand right now. I don't want to look too far ahead, but I think the fans and everybody else, they can expect me to start really being a lot more active, fighting probably every 2-3 months, elite for next year and a couple years from now, because I kind of set a deadline for myself. Like, I want these next couple years, if I'm really not close to any big organization or making decent money or really starting to become successful in this, then I'm going to have to start looking at other avenues, which is, you know, that's the way it is.
I mean, it's realistic. The vast majority of guys obviously don't make it to the UFC, let alone anything even close. Most guys don't even go pro. You know, I would say the vast majority of amateurs have 1 or 2 fights and quit. So the fact that you are where you are already is a testament probably to where you're going. And I will say with Sunny Days Arena opening in 2025, you're definitely going to have more opportunities to fight every 2 or 3 months, like you said, because we're going to have shows every month. So the opportunity is definitely going to be there. But an amateur 155 fight perked up my ears right away, man. That would be awesome for sure. We need to just make it a gym war, make it you versus Hoot for the title. You guys fight each other every day anyway.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that, man, but we'll figure something out. You know, maybe get on a kickboxing fight or something at 55. We'll see.
That's awesome. What's the lowest you've been, like, since you've been fighting? Have you cut below 170 just to see how it would feel?
No, but my 170 cut's really easy, so I don't think I would have too much of a problem getting down to 55. No, I haven't weighed 155 since like the 6th grade, but I did. I got my nutrition dialed in, and I, like, we got experience at the gym and everything, and people have experience with cutting weight and stuff, so I think I'll be all right.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's super exciting. I know fans are going to be excited to hear that. Just the possibilities at 55 or 70, obviously, 2 of the more stacked divisions in all of MMA across any organization. So wherever you go, man, there's plenty of fun fights awaiting you there. And so far, Evan Dreucci hasn't been involved in a boring fight anyway. So I think that half of the equation is taken care of.
Yeah, I'm never going to be involved in a boring fight. I can tell you that right now. I'm always going to put on a show, because that's one part of it. You know, you don't want to just. I mean, no offense to some wrestlers and stuff, but a lot of them will get in there and just take them down and hold them down, not really do anything for the whole fight. And it's just like, you're just there surviving, bro. Like, this is a fight, man. You need to put on a show and try to get a finish. You need to have that killer mindset and really go for the finish. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to try to do December 21st.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait, man. I mean, this is like we said, the whole interview. It's a long time coming, but more than that, it's well deserved. I mean, this isn't a title fight that we just handed out for fun. You know, you definitely earned your way there, as did Ardis, and that makes it all the more exciting for us, because promoting the top level, these top level amateurs, is truly what we aim to do, you know, with our platform, and then hopefully have you guys go pro with us and then build your careers to that point where you can go straight off to the UFC or Contender Series. Like, that's kind of the goal that we're working on. Guys like Justin Patton and Lucas Siebert, like, kind of following that path. Ethan Goss, of course. Kama obviously went to the UFC from us, but that's kind of the idea for sure. So to see the next step in your journey, man, it's super exciting, and super exciting locally. So it's just well deserved. And I know I speak for all the fans when I say we can't wait to see how this one goes down.
Mm-hmm. I think too, really helps. You know, when I started my career, I set small goals with myself. Like, it's hard you don't want to like set ginormous goals, because they're hard to reach, and it seems so hard and so far-fetched. And if you set these small goals, these small little achievements throughout your career, it's going to add up. Like, I remember when I first started, I said, I'm going to get to 2-0. I'm going to get to the advanced amateur. Then I'm going to get to my title fight. Once I get to my title fight, I'm going pro. Once I go pro, then I'm going to get a couple wins there, and then maybe win a belt somewhere in an organization, then go to a big organization. You know, you got to set those small goals, and that really keeps me focused.
That's huge. Yeah, that's great advice. So any young fighters watching, take Evan Dreucci's advice. He kind of seems to know what he's doing so far, so it might be advice worth taking. So that's awesome, man. And then obviously the whole element of like we said, ticket sales. You know, you're a guy who we look at every time. You've sold more tickets than the last time. You know, you've grown your audience each fight, and that's huge. And I want to emphasize that for all amateur fighters. Like, even if you sold 2 tickets for your debut, try to sell 4, try to sell 6 the next time. Like, as if you're showing that growth, like, that's huge, man. Believe me that the UFC looks for that, looks for guys with an audience that can create a buzz, that know how to market themselves. Like, that's part of it too, man. And you're a guy who takes that side of things extremely seriously. You know, when you consign tickets, you sell them all. You know, you're not a guy that turns in tickets. So that's huge, man. And that's a huge part of the game. And we're obviously appreciative of that, but I think it's just another example of how you show your professionalism and commitment to it.
Yeah, well, I can't take all that credit. You know, my supporters are amazing, and it's really cool too to see that, like, there's a couple people from where I'm from now that are starting to want to get into fighting. Like, it, you know, like I'm kind of like paving a little bit of a path for some people.
Nice.
You know? And it's really awesome. Like, I'm real excited about that.
Well, you've always like flown the flag of your hometown. I feel like you're a guy that's very proud of where you're from, and as you were saying, even just with the t-shirts, like trying to give back to that community and support them. So that has to feel extra sweet for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then my sponsors too, you know, they're amazing. Mike McCormick with GRM, he's always with me. He's always helping me out. He'll throw me money here and there, tell me to, you know, when I first got this fight announced, he gave me some money, and he's like, go get yourself some food and supplements or whatever you need, you know. We got B Graphics now that's making the t-shirts, and he set up an online account for me, or online website, and really making it easy for me. And I'm real grateful for that. You know, I got Vest 88 River House. We got National Pike Chiropractic. You know, they're really helping me, working on my body, helping me out, keeping me right. It's real awesome, really awesome to see.
Yeah, all part of the process, man. You got a great team around you. There's no doubt about that, from the sponsors to Indio to everybody, your family, your support system, your fans. It's cool to see, man. I can't wait to see how it all comes together on December 21st. That's for sure.
Thank you, man. I wanted to say one more too. I missed the sponsor, Chris.
Yeah, get it.
Chris, his last name is really hard to pronounce. Sangaris, I think. He's an electrician too at our gym, and he's really doing good. He helped out with the Noah, getting that gym ready. You know, he was there a lot, putting a lot of hard work in, doing electrical and making sure everything's good there. He's a real good professional to work with as well. So if you need electrical work done in the Pittsburgh area, he's your guy.
There you go. Nice. I love it, man. And if people want to get tickets off you, if they want to support you specifically, what's the easiest way for them to do that?
So I got my Facebook and Instagram. It's just my name, Evan Dreucci. Links in the bio for both of those for my t-shirt website and the ticket sales, the Eventbrite. It's both in the bio. I'm gonna have those 60. I have 60 general admission tickets in hand too. I'm gonna be promoting that and going around and selling tickets there. So hit me up on social media, Evan Dreucci, and we'll get it done. And I think I know you guys don't like when I do the in-hand tickets or whatever, but that's the way I like to go. I like to meet all my supporters and everybody and just talk to them and because they love to ask me, you know, how I'm doing, how I'm feeling and stuff. And it's really nice because it makes them a part of it, you know?
Yeah. It's not, to clarify, it's not that we don't like you doing that. It's just more of a pain in the ass. We like that you still sell tickets.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to say it like that, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's harder. It is, but it like I said, there's pros and cons to it, and I think the pros outweigh the cons.
Can't disagree, man. Can't disagree with your history. You know, you're a guy we'll gladly give physical tickets to because, like we said, you sell them. So if that's the name of the game at the end of the day. So I love it, man. And we cannot wait for this fight for real. This is actually a matchup that I've had in mind for a very long time. I think we may have actually pitched this before you guys were even before it was going to be a title fight. So it's cool that you've both kind of maintained the path and now are here and it's happening and the belt's on the line. So it couldn't be more honored than to have you squaring off against him for it, man, on December 21st. Let's get it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Of course, dude. Enjoy the rest of your day and camp, and I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Yep, I will, man. You take care.
All right, later, bro. See ya.
At the gym right now. I'll do my jiu-jitsu soon. Wanted to give some time to the interview. Feeling good. And, yeah, let's get it. You know, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. We got to take time. We got to take time.
Right. Doing it right out here. I love it.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Awesome. You feeling good?
Yeah, bro. Everything's going really well. This card's shaped up pretty amazingly. I think it's going to be a good old time for you guys.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, too.
Then we got February 1st, right after that, the debut of our brand new permanent space, our permanent venue. So I'm real stoked about that.
That's dope. Okay, cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, we got a little a Pittsburgh UFC Apex Center coming. It's called Sunny Days Arena. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Love it, man.
That's
awesome.
Man.
We're working with you guys. Your team has been amazing, man. I know you guys got started, I think back maybe in June was the first time you guys competed for us. And dude, ever since that show, I just super look forward to working with that finishers crew. You guys do it the right way.
Thank you. We try. You know, we have good group of coaches there. McCoskey, Ricky, MMA vets, other coaches in there that are just super helpful. So we try to do it right. You know, we try to do the weight cutting right. We try to do everything right, the training right. If you take a fight, you're fully committed. And, you know, that's why I want to get the blood work done, everything done. There's no excuses when you get in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's very obvious. Like I was saying, all of the guys that we've had that competed from finishers on weight, got their paperwork all done ahead of time, getting all the medicals done ahead of time. Like, it's nice as a promoter. I just want to give a shout out. Like, you did it. Is his name Riyadh? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Riyadh. He's been messaging me like, you guys are way ahead of the game. Like, are my medicals good? What else do I need? Just tell me what I need. I'll get it done. Like, so many fighters wait until 2 weeks out, 10 days out. And it's like, man, it gets real hard to get that stuff done on time when you wait till the last minute. So I appreciate the finishers crew for being on top of things. Does that come from the top? Is that Zach and Ricky and those guys telling you to do that? Or
oh yeah. Even before, you know, like my jiu-jitsu coach, John Blank, he's always like, yo, get your physical done. His thing is like, get your physical done in the beginning of the year. Don't even just get it done, because now if you want to fight, if you want to hop in, you don't have to wait. He's like, just get your blood work done, get your physical done. Now you're good. You're set. And it's just like Zach Maslany, same thing. Just get it done. It sucks, but get it done. Now, you pay whatever, the $100 for both or whatever one, and now you're done. You don't have to worry about, oh shit, I gotta, nah, fuck all that. Cause now you're behind. Now you're behind. Now you're trying to cut weight. Now you're trying to get blood work done. That's too stressful.
That's smart, dude. See, that's take notes, young fighters. That's the way to do it. Just get it done, and then you have it when you need it. That's beautiful.
That's
So
it.
you guys been stepping in all over the place. I mean, we've had finishers MMA products all over our cards recently, and like I said, it's just awesome working with you guys. But I know I've had my eye on matchups for you for a long time, man. So it's awesome to finally get you in there. What about this fight in December excites you? You know, obviously a title fight against an undefeated guy. What's this opportunity like for you?
Man, just seeing how Evan fights, seeing the ferociousness he brings, and obviously his record. I just like the way he fights. I think it motivates me as a martial artist. And I like, I'm not like other martial artists that's like, I'm not afraid of nothing. It scares me. And that's what makes me excited. That's what keeps me up. And something about walking into that fear to me is there's a little bit of fun in that. I want to feel afraid. I think that's when I fight the best. When I'm really terrified is when I really can get the tools in my bag and really pull out something deep. And I feel like for martial artists, for me, I don't look at myself as just a fighter. I look at myself as something like a lifelong martial artist. And I love facing new people because every camp, you learn something new about yourself in terms of just life. So for me, I love doubting myself. I love doing that because then when I get in there and I pull tricks out the bag, it's like, I know you could do it. It's just another mental test. And I'm really excited to test my skills against him. Yeah, he brings everything. So I love it. I'm super excited. I'm super scared. I'm everything, but I love that feeling.
Well, I love that mentality, man. I think that's the way to do it, especially as an amateur. You see guys try to, I'm literally not thinking of anybody in particular, but you'll see guys pad their record, try to just get to 6, 7, 8-0 as an AMI and then make their pro debut, but they've never really been tested along the way. And then you're a pro, there's money on the line, your record actually matters a lot now, and now you're in a fight for the first time, for real. And that's a bad time to feel it for the first time. So with you, I see exactly the opposite of that. Not just this fight against Evan Dreucci, but I mean, your last fight against George Stravinsky, he's one of the top AMI prospects in all the East Coast, I would say. I don't know where he's ranked exactly on Tapology, but super high-level guy, super highly touted guy. What is it, besides exciting you on the level, like you said, you kind of get up for a challenge like that, but what is it about testing yourself against the best of the best as an AMI that you think is going to benefit you?
It's what you just said. How many people, so many people are so obsessed. It's like, it's such a bad mindset. They're so obsessed with the record. They're so obsessed with the win, the loss. And they almost don't even try then. So many people don't even go and actually attempt to see where they can be one day. And a lot of guys, they're obsessed with that record. They want to be like fucking boxers or something. Like, we're not boxers. You're going to face, MMA promoters are going to make you face other tough guys. It's very unlikely you're going to come out unscathed. So it's important to get these looks, to get these tests. So then when I go pro, it's not like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. Like, I've already been wrestled before. Okay, now I'm going to get hit hard. Now I've been on against a guy that's going to talk shit. Now I've been against all this. I've been against a jiu-jitsu guy. Okay, it's just a fight. Now when I go pro, it's not like some big, oh God, he's trying to hit me hard. No, fuck that. We in there. We're in there. We're ready. We're ready to make that money now. I don't want to go as a pro and have doubts. So who cares? Like, look at one of my favorite fighters, Matt. He just fought for one of you guys. I forgot just the date. Not too long ago. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. He's my teammate. And his record as an AMI wasn't the best, right? People would be like, oh, he's not that good. But you see his pro debut and you go, he didn't even take much damage. So he's in there and he looks smooth. He looks confident because he took all those tough bouts as an amateur, as a young fighter. So, like, I think a lot of people are afraid of those bouts. And so they go to pro. But, I feel bad. I see them and then they get in there and then they get their ass whooped and then they don't want to do it anymore. And that's when you start to see the pros that are like 3-10. That's like, oh, you don't want to let go. You can't go back. You don't want to be that, No disrespect to the guys, because I still respect them for fighting, but you want to be respectable. You want it to be like, oh, I'm not just fighting just for a paycheck at this point. I'm fighting because I can be good. I can make more money. And people don't want to take the amateurs for what it is, which is just a really hard sparring in front of people. And you
That's
just
a
make
great way to
weight.
look at it. Yeah.
That's really it. You're just really hard sparring in front of your coaches and in front of people. And then you have to make weight. And that's really it. And then if you lose, so fucking what? So.
Well, I love that mentality, man. I think there's a lot to dig into there. And just to be clear, and you said Matt, you mean Matt Santos, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. He had a great, for people who didn't see it, it was a Brawl in the Burgh 23, I believe, back in June. He beat Anthony Hoga back by decision. And like Ardis said, didn't take a lot of damage, looked really smooth, and looked very pro-ready. Like when you hear people use the term pro-ready, I think that's kind of what they're referring to with that. So that's a great example. And kind of everybody from your gym has that mentality, man. It's clear that something's working in the training room too. So I wanted to dig into what Zach and Ricky bring to the team for you guys and what a typical training session at Finishers looks like, because obviously us being based in Pittsburgh, most of our fans are more familiar with the local gyms, maybe not as familiar with you guys out on the East Coast. So what's Finishers all about?
Dude, just the MMA program there and just the gym I'm from, just high level grappling. Like if no one's ever looked into it, Mazzolani's been around for a long time. John Blank, you know, people need to look into his grappling and what he's done in a short amount of time. He owns a gym in Allentown. Just the high level grappling alone is why our guys are so good at grappling. And then you go to McCoskey, you go to Ricky Nuno. And I think what's different is compared to other gyms from what I've seen, it's very strategic. It's very tactical. It's not, you know, sometimes you go to gyms, you see on YouTube and guys are screaming like it's a war. You know, they're sparring like it's a war. They're treating the fight like it's a war. Ricky and Zach don't treat it like that. They treat it like what it is. It's a sport, and you're trying to use tactics and strategy to beat the other person, and it's nothing more than that. Like, it's not, you're in a fucking war. You're not, like, fighting for your life. It's just a sport. Yeah, maybe get knocked out or something. Like, bad things can happen in almost any sport. And for sure, it's fighting, but at the end of the day, it's still a sport. And they really take out the ego in the training, and they really show the positions. So now it's not like when I wrestled when I was younger, you know, it was a lot of like, you didn't want it enough. You didn't shoot the double hard enough. You didn't, and you believe that. You're young, you don't know. But then you get older, it's like, no, it's not that I didn't wrestle. I didn't want it. Not enough. It's that the guy sprawled a certain way, and I didn't know where the fuck to go. So I got hit with a shot, and I literally kept getting hit with the left hook. It's not that I don't want it enough. I'm getting cracked. You know, I need to figure out how to defend the shot. You know, but sometimes you go to gyms and that's the training. It's like, you got to be more tougher. But it's like, that to me is not what I count as toughness. Like, that to me is that's just durability. You know, like getting hit really hard and being able to take a shot. But that doesn't mean you're necessarily a good fighter. So I feel like there's more to fighting than that. And I feel like the way Ricky and Zach and all my coaches break down strategy and tactics is really important.
Mm-hmm. I think it shows, man, in the fights and to your general approach to the fights. I would say, like Ricky and Zach, it's funny that you say that they have this more tactical approach, because that's exactly how I would describe them on fight night as coaches. Like, being around them, you know, in the position we're in, you know, we talk to every coach, every fighter who comes in and everything. And sometimes you can tell the ones that are wound super tight, they're almost nervous. They got this like real let's go energy. But man, Ricky and Zach are so chill. I feel like they're just ready to go. They're smiling. They're having a good time. What does that feel like as a fighter when your coaches are that relaxed?
I love it. I love it because for me, I think my inner nature is to be wound up. And for me, seeing them relax, it's like, oh, okay, I'm happy. I'm really grateful I got them, because if I didn't get them, I think I'd be one of those guys that would go out there. I have enough athleticism to keep up with people. I have enough skills, but I would be in probably just wars. I'd be exciting, but it's like, that's not what it's about. And I know that's how I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going to step right in. We're going to throw in the ring. But they're just like, yo, relax, parry, move, jab, takedown, kick, Get your head off the center line. Yo, it's just a fight. Every time before, Makasi and Rick's laughing with me. We're talking about drinking beers after. Makasi talking about getting beers and pizza. And before, they're just like, you know, they'll tell you focus, but they're just like, yo, it's just a fight. It's just punches and kicks. It's not like someone has a gun at your head, you know? Like, me growing up, I think what helps me a lot, you know, I'm always about mental health, especially men's mental health. Growing up and seeing abuse from my father and living in that, it's like, to me, that's not real violence to me. I'm choosing to lose weight. I'm choosing to fight this person. That to me is a hobby. That's fun. Like, real violence is when you can't escape it, you know? So people take it like it's like that. That's not real violence. You know, that to me is, take it for what it is. It's fun. At the end of the day, regardless of who wins or loses, we'll shake hands, we'll be cool, and we'll leave, and then we'll go our separate ways, and maybe we'll see again or maybe not. But it's just a journey that people need to enjoy a little bit more. Not take it so, they don't take it that serious. They take it serious, but it's not like that, you know, and it helps you kind of reframe it differently.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting background for you, man. I'm sorry to hear that you were raised in that and that was part of your life. But now mentioning like Zach and Ricky, the way they bring this tactical approach and kind of have worked that out of you to a degree, that intense energy out of you when it comes to a fight. What was that process like? How hard was that to kind of recondition the way that you viewed violence in a fight?
That's a good question. I think it wasn't super hard, but I mean, definitely sometimes my intensity in sparring was too much, you know, and I think for me, what they had to really help me with was how I took training. I took it like life or death, win or lose. When you lose in here, you're a loser. And McCoskey would just be like, yo, it's just training. You're in here because you're getting better. And Ricky, same thing. Ricky, like, so what, you got hit? That's okay. And then I started to realize, it started to seep into my day-to-day life. Like, you can make mistakes and come back from them. You'll be okay if you get hit. You'll be okay if you get taken down. Every day you're learning. And that's kind of what helped me. They made it seem like you want to take training serious, but it is just learning, you know? And now it's like, when I go in there, I'm excited to learn something, even if I'm not good at it. It's like, oh, this is fun to me. It's fun to learn something new and build my skills, and it helps me in my day-to-day life. And both of them are like, you know, they're my coaches, but they're really good friends, you know, outside of that. We're always hanging out, and I really look up to both of them a lot. So.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Ricky and Zach talking about getting beers after too, because that's definitely one thing that I wanted to talk about. They gained a lot of respect from me right off the bat, man. They have a strong beer game going on there at Finishers. I gotta say, drinking all the best stuff. They showed up with what they did. I was like, okay, these are people who know beer, know beer. So is that the culture out there? Is that you guys' thing after training? Go get
So, yo, Rick and Zach, they love IPAs. They beer heavy. I've seen Zach, yo, it's crazy. I've seen Zach not even eat but drink beers. Like, I think his diet for fighting is beers. I've seen him literally like, oh, I didn't even eat. And he's in camp and he don't give a fuck. You know, that's how they both are. And they put me onto the beers. So they have a nose for good beers, and it's crazy to me. And usually after sparring every Thursday, we do go out to the bar and get beers and just be shooting the shit. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the culture that they have.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a different level, you know, when you show up with a Bud Light versus a Trillium, for instance. Like, they showed up with Trillium, and I was like, okay, you got my attention now. So yeah, the blue corner from that last fight in the blue corner locker room, there were just cans of like Other Half and all these high end beers, and I'm like, I know this is where Ricky and Zach were.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what it's been.
That's so funny, man. But for sure, not great for cutting weight. So how do you wean yourself off the beer? Like, what stage are you in now? Do you still have a beer here or there? Or are you strictly in fight camp right now?
I'm in fight camp. I haven't really even been desiring it, honestly. I'm waiting for after. It's been easy for me. Like, I feel like once I get into fight camp, it's easy for me to fast. It's easy for me to focus on a goal and do what I need to do. Drink my water. Make sure I'm getting my exercise in. So I go and hang out with them, but I'll drink a water. You know, they might try to pull me in a beer, but I already know how I am. If I get a sip of a good beer in me, it's not going to be one, you know?
Yep.
It's going to be 2, 3, and now I gained 3 pounds, and now this is hard. So this camp, I'm staying away from it, you know?
I can definitely relate with that, man. It's tough. You get that good crispy IPA on your lips. You just got to keep that rolling, baby. Got to keep it rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like
sir.
you said, we'll wait until after, man. I'll bring some good Pittsburgh beers. Maybe you and Evan, even after the fight, can share one or something.
Oh, hell
That'd be
yeah,
cool.
we will. Hell yeah.
I love that, man. So on the fight itself, obviously being a title fight, man, this is cool for us. I don't know how much you've kind of followed 247 in the past, but we don't hand out belts lightly, man. We're not one of those promotions that just gives people belts for the sake of giving people belts. We really want it to represent the best of the best. You know, at AMI, it means you're ready to go pro in our eyes. And as a pro, it means you're ready to get out of 247 and go to the UFC or go somewhere else bigger than us. So we really view this, man, as two of the top welterweights, not just in PA, but in the entire East Coast. So how are you looking at this fight, and what does fighting for the title mean for you?
For me, I was in the beginning real amped up about it. I think if I start focusing on the title and going pro, it just takes away from the opponent in front of me. Really, I really respect the 247, the belt, but for me, it's more than just the belt. It's about testing my skills. I don't really give a when I wake up, I feel like I have a belt around me all the time. I train every day. I cut the weight. I battle my mental health. I do all these different things. So I don't need a belt to solidify that I am one of the top amateurs on the East Coast and I can be a good pro. It's an added bonus, but just testing myself against Evan is what I'm really looking to do and putting my skills on display. Win or lose, by the end, people are thinking, yo, this fucking guy's good. And my coaches look and go, win or lose, they're like, you are ready for that next level. And that's what I'm excited to do. So the belt is cool. It's added, but it's not everything. It's not the only thing I'm looking for. I'm looking to improve myself as a martial artist and as a fighter. So I'm ready to test myself and test my skills. And that's what I'm more excited to do.
It's a great answer, man. I'm not a coach myself, but if I was, that's kind of the mentality I think I would want my fighters to have. That I feel like that's the right way to look at it, man. Very, very healthy way of looking at it too. And then, like you said, if you do get it done on fight night, that's just the added bonus for you. It's going to be that much sweeter then.
Yeah. Yes, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, dude. So I got to ask too, like one thing that's pretty cool about finishers coming in as the blue corner, you know, normally we don't expect blue corners to sell tickets or really bring a crowd. It's not the expectation at all, but you guys do to a degree. Like you guys have a lot of fans that travel and come with you. Are you bringing a squad with you, or what can people expect on December 21st from your side?
I think there's definitely going to be people supporting on the live stream, 100%. And there might be a few people there. Definitely going to be a big support on the live stream. Definitely some of my friends want to come up to support, which is really amazing. More of my close friends. But the way I feel anywhere I go, the 6'10" and finishers is with me. They're always there. They're watching. They're going to definitely buy. They want me to put on. And yeah, I feel like I always bring that spirit of Bethlehem and everything with me, and finishers and Zach, Joel, Mike, all these guys with me. So I'm super excited. But yeah, I feel like that's what I'm bringing.
Love it, man. Well, I'm excited to see you, brother. I'm excited to see the whole crew, and we appreciate you taking the fight and stepping up to a challenge, and we know we got a good one with this title fight. So we'll see you here on December 20th for weigh-ins, and then it's showtime on Saturday. Let's get it, man.
Let's get it. Thank you so much for the interview, man.
Absolutely, bro. Enjoy the rest of your night. Go get some good work in, and then I'll place my beer order so we're ready after.
Yeah,
the
all right,
fight.
yo, be ready. Yo, that's more important than the title. Is that beer? No, all right.
My dude, that's awesome. I won't let you down. Don't worry, I got this.
All right. Yo, thank you,
care,
man. See you, brother.
Yeah.